Good morning, jr4. In the last video, we learned the types of adaptation, and all of you know the types of adaptation, behavioral adaptation and the structural adaptation. And we said the structural adaptation, it will be in the structure of the body, but the behavioral adaptation, it will be in the actions of behaviors of the animal. And we talk about the adaptation in some animals. In this lesson, we will talk about the plant adaptation. We will study 2 trees, okay, and we will know the behavioral adaptation and the structural adaptation in the 2 trees, okay? So you have to know that like animals and humans, plants have structural and behavioral adaptations. Help them to survive and grow. Help them to survive and grow. So we have 2 trees, Akashia tree and kapok tree. Akashia tree and kapok tree. Both of them live in 2 different environments. So, Akashia tree, for example, grow in savanna forest. Akashia tree grows in savanna forest. And savanna forest is located in southern Africa. But kapok tree grows in Amazon rainforest, which is located in Brazil. Okay, jr4. So again, we will study in this lesson 2 types of trees. Akashia tree and kapok tree. Akashia tree and kapok tree. Akashia tree lives in savanna forest, which is located in southern Africa. But kapok tree lives in Amazon rainforest, which is located in Brazil. Okay, and they are 2 different environments. Now I will talk about the characteristics or the properties of both of them, savanna and Amazon. Look at the 2 pictures. You will see the difference. Here, the first one, no water, but the second, easy to find water. So, in savanna forest, it's a grassland. It is a grassland. The temperature here is mild. What is the meaning of mild? Not high and not low, but it's something between them, medium. So the temperature is mild, but there is extreme lack of water. There is no water. Extreme lack of water. So it's characterized by drought conditions or dryness. Because there is no water and there is extreme lack of water. Okay? Look at the picture of savanna forest. Okay, there is no water. Okay, and it's a grassland. So it's characterized by drought conditions or dryness. But look here, you will see the difference. The first one, it's easy to find water in the Amazon rainforest. It's called Amazon rainforest. So it's easy to find water because it's rainy most of the year. And it's hard for the plants to reach the sunlight. And it has a soggy soil. Or means wet, muddy soil. And it's characterized by strong winds. Okay? And the trees grow up to 70 meters. Searching for the sunlight. Okay? So, Amazon rainforest, it's easy to find water. Because it's rainy most of the year. And it's hard for plants to reach the sunlight. It has a soggy soil or wet, muddy soil. And it's characterized by strong winds. strong winds, strong air, okay? And the trees grow up to 70 meters. So now it is the difference between savanna forest and Amazon rainforest. Here, savanna, extreme lack of water. So it's characterized by drought conditions. But in Amazon rainforest, it's easy to find water because it's raining most of the year. Okay? In this part, I said that the difference between savanna and Amazon. But now I will talk about the two trees which live in them. Before everything, you have to know that both of them take the shape of umbrella, like umbrella. So they are called umbrella-shaped tree. Umbrella-shaped tree. Look here, it takes the shape of umbrella. So it's called umbrella-shaped tree. Before everything, you have to know the habitat, where they live. Okay, acacia tree grows in savanna forest in southern Africa. But cable tree grows in Amazon rainforest of Brazil. Okay? Now I will talk about the roots. You have to know that any plant consists of roots, stem, and leaf. Roots, stem, and leaf. Stem or trunk. Stem or trunk. So all plants have roots, stem, and leaf. Roots, stem, and leaf. So the structural adaptation, it means change in the structure of the body. So here I will talk about the roots, leaves, and stem or trunk. Okay? So now I will make a comparison between acacia tree and kapok tree in roots. Okay? In acacia tree, roots very long roots, and they grow directly downward or planted directly in the soil, or planted directly downward in the soil. So they are called tap root. They are called tap root. And these roots search for water as deep as 35 meters below. What is the meaning of below? Under the soil. So it's the tap root search for water under the soil as deep as 35 meters. Okay, so the roots are very long. Okay, search for water under the soil as deep as 35 meters. And they are planted in the soil or in the ground. Okay, so they are called taproot. But the roots in kapok tree, they are called pateris roots. They are called pateris roots. Repeat with me. Pateris roots. Pateris roots. Why? Because they are not planted deeply in the ground, but they grow high up on the trunk. Grow high up on the trunk. Look at the roots here grow high up with the trunk. Why? To fix the plant deeply or firmly in the soggy soil, because it's wet, muddy soil. If the roots were planted deeply in the soil, okay, maybe the tree will break down, will break because of the strong winds. I said in the Amazon rainforest, it has strong winds. So, if the roots were under the soil, maybe the plant will die or move in the soggy soil also, okay, on the wet, muddy soil. So, the plants come out or grow up with the trunk to fix the plant firmly in the soggy soil, or to hold the plant or to hold the tree firmly in the soggy soil with the trunk. Okay? Some of them can start up to 5 meters above the ground or above the soil. Okay? Okay? High up or grow high up with the on the trunk, reach to 5 meters above the ground. Okay? So it's a structural adaptation because the roots, it's a part of the plant. part of the body of the plant, so it's structural adaptation. It is a structural adaptation. The second part, leaves. The second part, leaves. You have to know that leaves, also it is a structural adaptation. Leaves, it has tiny leaves growing on its top. Tiny leaves, okay, with sharp spines. With sharp spines. Okay, why? To protect them. To protect them. And the leaves here take the shape of hand. Hand-shaped leaves with narrow parts. With narrow parts. Why? To allow the wind move gently through the leaves without tearing them. What is the meaning of tearing? Cutting. Without cutting them. So it has hand-shaped leaves with narrow parts. Why? To allow the wind move gently through the leaves without cutting or tearing them. Look at this picture. Here, acacia tree. The leaves of acacia tree have sharp spines. They are tiny. Tiny means very small. And have sharp spines to protect them. Okay? To protect them. And here, cabbage tree, they take the shape of hand with narrow parts. Hand-shaped with narrow parts. To allow the wind to move gently without tearing or without cutting the leaves of the tree. The last part, now we will talk about the trunk in acacia tree only. Okay? In acacia tree only. It's very long. Very long. So most animals, except the giraffe, can't reach the leaves of the acacia tree because the trunk is very long. But because the giraffe has tall neck, so it can reach to the leaves of acacia tree. Okay? And also you have to know the trunk in acacia tree like the hump in the camel. All of you know that the hump in camel store the food or fat. Okay? Also, the trunk in acacia tree store the water. Store the water. So now I said that structural adaptation in acacia tree and cabbage tree because I talk about the roots, stem or trunk and the leaves. So it's a structure of the body of the plant. So all of these are structural adaptation. But now I will talk about the behavioral adaptation in the acacia tree and in cabbage tree. When an animal begins eating the leaves of acacia tree, what will happen? Acacia tree starts to produce a poison. To produce a poison. This poison makes the leaves very bad taste. Give the leaves very bad taste. Okay? So the animal will go out and don't eat it. Yes or no? Yes. And after that, it will send a smelly message to the nervy acacia trees telling them to produce the same poison. Okay? So when an animal begins eating the leaves of acacia tree, it will do what? Well, produce a poison. Okay? Produce a poison. Make the leaves taste very bad. The taste of leaves will be very bad. And after that, it will send a smelly message with the wind, okay, with the air, to acacia trees nervy of it, okay, telling them to produce the same poison or to make the same poison. Okay? So, by this way, it protects itself. Okay? So, it's action. Yes or no? It's an action. So, it's a behavioral adaptation. Okay? After that, behavioral adaptation in cabbage tree. It uses the wind to send different types of message, different type of message than acacia. Why? Because it will be a delicious smelling. It will be a delicious smelling. Why? To attract pets. To attract pets. Okay? So it uses the wind to send the smelly message, but here it will be delicious, so it's different than acacia, okay? Because it invites bats to come visit its delicious flower. It's a delicious flowers, okay? And by this way, it helps itself, okay? By this way, it helps or it protects itself, okay, jr4. After that, all of us know that all plants have roots, stem or trunk, and leaves. Okay? You have to know that all of these plants are different in the structure or the shape. Okay? Each one can adapt to its environment, okay? To adapt with it. To can survive and grow. Now I will talk about some plants also, okay? They are 6 plants. We will talk about the habitat, where they live, and the function of adaptation. For example, the first one called mangrove tree. Repeat with me, mangrove tree. It lives in salt water, and it has long and strong roots. Why? To help the plant resist the waves. What is the meaning of resist? Avoid. Okay? To resist the waves. What is the meaning of resist? Try to avoid the waves, because they live in salt water. Okay? After that, number 2, water lily. We talk about it in jr3, and we said water lily lives in wetlands, and it has wide leaves, float on the water surface to absorb big amount of sunlight. So it floats on the water surface, and it has wide leaves, big leaves. Why? To absorb a big amount of sunlight. After that, palm tree. Lives in desert. And you have to know it has thick roots and small leaves. Why? To resist the strong winds. So, the plants live in water, okay, has long and strong roots to resist the waves. But the palm tree, because it lives in desert, it has thick roots and small leaves to resist the strong winds. After that, number 4, pine tree. Repeat with me, pine tree. It lives in snow. You have to know that it has triangular shape and short branches. Why? To allow the ice or to allow the snow slide down easily without cutting the branches, without cutting or tearing or breaking the branches. So you have to know it has triangular shape. Okay, it has triangular shape to allow the snow move or slide over it without cutting the branches. And also you have to know it has needle leaves. Why? To prevent the plant from losing water. It has to keep the water inside it. So it has needle leaves. Why? To prevent the plant from losing the water. Okay, jr4. After that, number 5, acacia tree. Lives in savanna forest, and its branches grow and gather together. What is the meaning of gather? Collected together on the top of the trunk. Why? To prevent the animals from reaching the leaves on the top. Okay? On the end of the branches. So the branches grow and collected together to prevent the animals from eating the leaves, of the plant. The last one, purple fig. All of you, or most of you, love it. Purple fig live in deserts, and you have to know it has sharp spines. It has sharp spines. Why? To prevent the animals from eating leaves and fruits of this plant. So the last one is called purple fig. Purple fig. And it lives in deserts, and it has sharp spines to prevent the animals from eating the leaves and the fruits of this plant. You understand, jr4? Okay.